Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Bridget's She Shed. I'm Bridget, of course, and I'm outdoors today. It is Sunday, June 11th of 2023, and it is a beautiful, beautiful Sunday here in Arizona in the United States. So thank you everyone for joining me. If this is your first time here, I just want to say thank you so very much for popping into my channel and giving me your time. If this is not your first time, if you're a returning viewer, thank you so very, very much for joining me. And if you're a subscriber, you know I love you. You have my love. You have my heart. So thank you very much. This is just my small little portion of the internet to share my love of all things fiber related. For right now, mainly knitting, but some crocheting and some cross stitching and sewing and embroidering. But right now, today, we're going to talk about some knitting. Everything that I discuss, I will have in the show notes. Just right below this video, just press either, you may have a down arrow or a more button, whichever one your device has. So, like I said, I'm outside today. It's a little after 1 p.m. in the afternoon. If I look like I'm, distracted, it's because I am. In addition to yarn, I have a hummingbird feeder, which is the first time that I've put one up. And we have had hummingbirds, red cardinals, and a Baltimore Oriole coming by and feasting in our hummingbird feeder. So it has been so beautiful, and listening to the different bird calls has been really beautiful. So if I look away, I'm looking at nature, so forgive me. All right, so how are you? What are you doing? What are you working on? Did you do Worldwide Knit in Public or Knit and Crochet Public Day yesterday? If you did, tell me what you did and where you went and how did that go? I've been so amazed watching on social media the different postings where people were knitting. My plan was to go to the park and knit, but it was so hot I couldn't do it. So I ended up knitting on my back patio where I am now, and I have a open fencing here. It's wrought iron, so when people are on their way to the park, they can see me if they look over. There are houses over here, so they can't see me. So I felt I was knitting in public. So right now I'm podcasting in public. So I worked on some socks, and I'll show you those in just a few minutes. Currently I am working on a pair of scrappy socks since it is Scrappy Sunday. Here we go. Here's my little marker. Here we are. Scrappy Sunday. So I'll be talking about these as well. Let's start off with what I'm wearing. It's not knit, but it's knit related. So I got my Summer Sock Camp 2023 shirt. If you're not aware of Summer Sock Camp, it is a make-along that Kay, with the Crazy Sock Lady, she has a YouTube channel that she does, and she also designs patterns as well, and she has patterns for sale on Ravelry. She puts on every year where you get together and for the summer, starting on from the 26th of May to the end of August, and you knit socks, and you submit in your socks that you knit, and you can win prizes. I know on Ravelry she has a chatter thread where you can go in and you can talk, and then she has a place for you to post your finished socks. Whips are allowed. Also on Instagram you're able to post, and I think she's going to have some giveaways. Someone asked me, will she be doing any like Zoom lives or YouTube lives? I really don't know. you would actually have to direct those questions at her, but I'll have her link down in there. But this is my 3rd year doing it, and I just love it because I love knitting socks. And so this is, I feel like, my time to get away. I had a previous episode that showed me packing my bags and that I was leaving. And I do apologize for my last episode. It was 2 hours long. That's my longest ever. I promise this one will not be 2 hours long. And so I tell everyone I'm at camp. No, I'm not available to do that. I'm at camp. Sorry, can't clean the house. I'm at camp. So, oh, let me take my glasses off. These are my readers. I got new readers. That's why everything's looking kind of weird. Let me just take them off. Okay, there we go. I was knitting, so I had them on. So, I got my shirt. And so I'm so excited to wear my shirt today. All right, let me start off with a finished object. And the finished object I'm working on is, I guess you could say it's a finished object on one end, but it's a PhD, which is a partially half done object on another end. And the reason why I say that is because it's a test knit. And I only needed to complete one sock before the deadline. And the deadline is June 27th, and I completed my sock today. So it's finished in terms of meeting the deadline for the test knit, but it's not finished in terms of I do not have a pair of socks just yet. So I love this pattern. I love this designer. I love this yarn. Okay. I should have, let me just borrow this sock blocker here and put it on. It is living in a bag that I made, and it's got handles, a drawstring, and it's got a couple of pockets inside. I do not make bags for resale. I just make them for myself. I love buying bags as well. But this one says all over in different fonts and everything. I'm not shouting, I'm just excited. And that's how I feel about knitting and crocheting. I'm not shouting, I'm just excited. So that's what's living in. This sock is living in here. Let me just get it on a blocker for you. I still have to block it, but I was so excited. I'm not shouting, I'm just excited. I was so excited to get it done that I have to show it to you. Okay. And here it is. Ta-da! Yes, those are seahorses. This beautiful pattern here is called the Canter, Coastal Canter Sock by Stacey of Melia Knits. And I did another test knit for her a few weeks ago. And let me just adjust this. I love this pattern. I loved her other pattern as well, but I love this pattern. Color work, this year was my year of learning color work, so I'm continuing along that journey with small circumferences. I'm hoping by the time fall hits, I'll be ready to venture into doing larger circumferences, such as in a sweater. I've already got some patterns and yarns picked out to do color work in some patterns. I love this heel. This is a heel flap and gusset, your standard heel flap and gusset, but she striped it. And the technique for this is just fabulous. This was an option. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful, well made pattern. Good for beginners, especially if you're a beginner to color work. It's a good pattern. I don't want to give away a whole lot, but let's talk about the yarn. The yarn is so squishy. So this yarn, the main color is Malabrigo sock, and I have a lot of this Malabrigo sock in my stash, but I've never used it. Now it's 100% wool, which means it doesn't have any nylon in it, but you know, I'm really not worried about that, because back in the day, when they used to make wool socks, they didn't put nylon in it. And I don't wear my socks on the bare floor. I always have on, you know, some type of slipper or Crocs or something with it. But it is a wonderful yarn. It feels like butter. It is so soft, so squishy. This is Malabrigo sock. And I think they've come out, though, since I bought this, they've now come out with a line that actually has nylon in it. But this is kettle dyed pure superwash merino wool, and it is 440 yards. And I think when I weighed it, it weighed 100 grams. Yes, it did. It weighed 100 grams. And the colorway is number 855 Aguas. And it is it's like a blue green. And here it is here. I don't know how well we'll get with the lighting by me being outside. But that's pretty true. That's pretty true to the color. And then the contrast color is by Tributary Yarns, and this is the Stream Sock Base, and the dyer is Andrea, also known as This Knitted Life, and it's 90% superwash merino and 10% nylon, and 480 yards. And when I put it on the scale, it actually weighed in at 129 grams. So it's pretty plump, very generous, and this colorway is Tanager. And it is so pretty. It is a beautiful yellow gold tonal, and it is another squishy, buttery, yummy yarn. So I've got several skeins also of Andrea's yarn in my stash, and like I went deep stash diving and came up with these two yarns, and I could not be more happier. This is why this knitted up so fast. Look at that. It's because I couldn't put it down because the yarn was just and the pattern, chef's kiss. Okay. So look for the pattern release coming, I believe, next month. And it is the Coastal Canter socks. I just love these little seahorses. They are just adorable. All right, so that is my finished object slash PhD, partially half done, because I need to make the other one. As fast as this went, I cast this on June 7th, and I finished it this morning. Finished the toe this morning. So, pretty quick. So I think I can probably get the other one done, hopefully by the end of the month. Okay. So my next thing that I'm currently working on, since today is Scrappy Sunday, another one of my goals this year was to do scrappy projects. And I always had an aversion to the scrappy project because I need to have things organized. I'm not a scrappy thinker. And I found this beautiful pattern by Julianne of Twin Stitches Designs. I showed it to you guys before. The Scraptastic sock, and she lays it out if you want to do 6 rounds of stripes, 12 rounds, 8 rounds. She lays it all out as to, you know, how much yarn you're going to need. And then I went into detail. You can watch last time's podcast. And by the way, this is episode 21. Can you believe it? You can watch episode 20 to get the details and everything on the yarn. This is truly scrappy because it's mystery yarn. I don't know where this yarn came from. It was already in a bag with needles with the pattern, and it was in perfectly made little balls. I don't know, but anyway, here's the first one. It's all done. Now, the only thing I do know is that the main color here that I'm using, this yarn is from Deborah Norville collection, and it's Premier Yarn. And I talked about it. I talked about it on the last episode, how I really like it. It's called Soft White. And I got this from either Michael's or Joann's. And I checked in for years and they don't make it anymore. And I had several skeins of this in my stash. And this is like, what's the last one at the time of my podcasting last week. Since then, I did find another distributor of this online, Mary Maxim, and I'll have the link below, and they had it on sale for $2.99 a skein, and I think I bought like 10 or 15 skeins worth just to have, because I love this off-white, soft white, creamy color. So that is the off-white here and up here. And then the pop of color for the heel and the toe is Knit Picks Deep Purple. Their stroll. I really like Knit Picks Stroll. I haven't used any of their other fingering weight sock yarns. I know they have the Felici and the Hawthorne, which I hear are excellent sock yarns. I have not used them. I stick to the Stroll, and I really, really love it. It is so soft. It's a 75-25 blend, but it is really, really soft and plump, and they come in 50-gram skeins, and so it makes it very affordable because you're able to use, you know, pretty much all of it. if you need to. So I have one finished, and then today I'm dedicating the day to finishing my second one. You see my cute little, I don't know where I got this marker from. I might have gotten this stitch marker from the Crazy Sock Lady when she had her shop. I think that's where I got this one from. But I just love these colors. Of course, I've already got the heel in, so I'm on the foot. I'm in the home stretch. So I have my little light bulb markers here to mark my rounds. So this one should be done. I'm hoping today that I'll have a finished object actually today. So my strings, they're all I have to do is just cut the strings. They're not, I don't have to weave anything in, but I just leave it to the end and after I block my sock, and then I cut my ends off. But they're already, I weave them in as I go. It's not quite the weave and Steven method, but it is similar. Actually, it's a method that I use that Denise with Earth Tones Girl uses, and I picked it up off of one of her videos. If I can find the video that shows how to add in contrast color, I'll link that as well. Let's see, what else do I have going on? So I had laid out pretty much my plans in the last episode that, you know, these are my tentative plans that I want to make. So right now I've got another pair of socks that I'm working on. And it's living, I think I showed this, it's living in a 3 by the Sea bag. I think I showed it to you. This one's not going as fast as I had hoped while I'm at camp. This is the third rendition or version. I'm making this for the hubs, and it's not the pattern, it's me with color work. Like I said, I'm learning, but aren't they adorable? It was too tight. The hubs couldn't get it on. The first time I did it, he couldn't get it on his foot when I went to try it on. And what I did was I knit the whole thing and did the heel and had him try it on, and he couldn't get it on his foot. So I took it off, I frogged it back to the cuff, and I started over with a larger needle. Did the same thing, got it to the heel, had him try it on, he couldn't get it on. So something said, maybe you need to go up another needle size and increase the number of stitches. So normally I do 64 because I'm a loose knitter. So normally I do 64 stitches, and I just make his foot longer because he has, you know, he wears a bigger shoe than what I wear. I put on anywhere between 56 or 64 for myself, and I wear women's size 8. I won't say what size the hubs wears, but anyway, it's bigger than an 8. So I decided to take it all completely apart and cast on 72 stitches on a 2.75 US millimeter, which is a 2.75 millimeter, which is a US 2, and did the color work and the heel, and it slips on just perfectly. But then it's going to be too loose on the foot, so now I've switched back down to a US 1 2.25 millimeter to continue on with the foot and the toe. So third time is a charm. I love this folded hem, and I spoke about this in the last episode, and there was a link there. I'll put in the same links again. And the heel flap is the eye of partridge, heel flap and turn. My favorite way to knit socks really is to use 2 circulars, which is what you see here. One is the red one. Here is the chalgu, and then this black one here is Knitter's Pride carbons. And this is my first time using the carbons, and they're not bad. I like them a lot. I like the cable. It's really nice. So they're a second runner-up to my chalgus. So if you're looking for a good needle, they're not as expensive. Well, that depends on the size, the length and the size. But they're not as expensive as the chalgus. It's a good needle. I like the join. There's no hump. There's no catching. I hate that when you have that hump thing here. So this pretty smooth join. There's no catching of my yarn. So really nice. I should get back to these. I need to finish these. So my next thing that I will do is I am going to finish my scrappy sock, the mate to it, because I'm almost there with the foot. Then I will start the mate to the seahorse and get it to the foot, and then come back to this one and finish the foot on this one, and then keep going back and forth between the two until I have a complete pair for both socks. Okay. And this is the Flamingo by Charlotte Stone Knits. Again, I showed it to you. And the pattern also comes with this cute other pattern here, which is, I think it's called Shrimpy. So I might just make those too. Those are cute. The little shrimps on them. And let's see. I talked about the yarns last time. I used, this is a Cascade. And it just has a number. Cascade. And this was from Pineapple Yarns, which she closed her shop over Memorial Day weekend. This was called something Conch. But again, if you want to watch episode 20, you'll see more details. So those are what's whipping right now on my needles. I have one more that I actually, oh, no, I don't have it here. I'll save that for another time. So my plans are pretty fluid with my knitting at camp. I do have some dream knitting for camp that I found a couple of neat new patterns that I'm going to try out. Actually, there's 2 here. One of the podcasts that I watch is Finnish Knitting. Finnish. Her name is Jana, and she's in Finland. And she was test knitting these. And these are, you've probably seen it, the Grannies in a Row sock. And these are by Jen Yard. And I've been waiting for the pattern to come out. So this kind of fills two bills. It fills my scrappy goal and my love of grannies, because I do crochet, so my love of granny squares, and it combines the two. So I am going to try and incorporate this into my plans for summer sock camp, is to do some grannies in a row sock. And I think I might just go into my big jar of minis that I have. Stay tuned. I suddenly have the hiccups. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I need a sip. Do you have your sip? What are you sipping on? I saw this neat recipe on the Food Network this morning for ginger lemonade fizz. It's non-alcoholic, but you make a simple syrup using sugar and water, and you cook it, and then you add fresh sliced ginger to it, and then kind of let it steep, and then you strain it, and then you add several cups of fresh squeezed lemon juice to it, stir it up, and pour it over ice in a glass, and then add either some sparkling water or club soda. That looks so refreshing. I'm outside, so I've got a bag over my straw because I don't want something to walk over it. But I'm just drinking water because water's good for you, and I need a lot of water in my life. So my next dream knitting, I think these are so cute. Look at those. How appropriate for summer. These are called Life's Better When Camping socks. And these are by Sarah Kelly of Gray Owl Knits. I have got to make these. Again, this is all still part of my goal with color work, but I thought these are just fantastic. So I can't wait to get these started. I love these, and I just, which I'll show you in another podcast later in the week, but I just received an order that I placed for a project bag. I know. They get me every time. 3 by the Sea. And they had these little markers that were little with the glampers, the campers, glampers. And it looks just like that. So I had bought one in pink and one in like a blue-green. So I can't wait to get this on the needles and get started on this. I also think I'll be gifting a pair of these to a very, very close bestie of mine that they just acquired a glamper. So I think I'm going to make a pair for her and gift to her for the summer. But I just thought these are adorable, and these are Life's Better When Camping. So stay tuned for this knit as well. So definitely these are going to be going into my plans while I am at summer sock camp. Also, I ordered my shirt for Sock Week, and that is with Natalie of Nitty Natty, and that takes place, I believe, July 9th through the 16th. And if you go to her website, which I will link, she has all the information there about the criteria for Sock Week, which I normally participate in. So I have lots of patterns to work on for sock week and summer sock camp. In addition, also Moon Glow Yarns, Whitney of Moon Glow Yarns also has started a summer make-along. I will leave the link for her as well. And what her criteria is, it started June 1st, and I believe it goes through August 31st as well. And I don't know all the particulars, but I do know you have to use Moon Glow Yarns, I believe. So anyway, I am totally socked up for this summer with lots and lots of plans. I did do a short little reel on showing unveiling of my Tunisian crochet interchangeable hook set, and I did another reel showing me actually Tunisian crocheting, starting with the Aruba tunic that I started from Tony with TL Yarn Crafts. I will talk about that more in a more dedicated episode as I get more done on it, but it's going along just fine. Right now, I am in sock mode. Oh, gosh. Sorry. Life outside. Okay. Well, I don't want to keep you. That's all I have. I just want everyone to have a wonderful, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And, oh my goodness. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And I hope you have a beautiful week coming up. Please, everyone, stay healthy, be safe, and know that I love you. If you like what you saw here, please tell your friends and like. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. It just lets YouTube know that I'm around. I'm not looking for any major numbers or anything like that. I'm just looking just to share. This is terrible. I apologize, but I'm outside. I'm just looking just to share my love, and I hope you can feel my love of knitting and the fiber. Okay? So have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.